Hello everyone, Flash Notion here, back with another My Little Pony reaction video. And today we're going to be taking a look at episode 21 of season 9, Daring Doubt. Now, first things first, it's been a little while since I recorded an episode. I've had a backlog that I've been trying to edit. So yeah, the entire rest of season 9 is out at this point. And spoilers abound, but I've tried to avoid as many as possible, and unfortunately haven't succeeded too much, but luckily it's really only the final 3 episodes that, there are spoilers for. The rest of them are, standard episodes, not big finale episodes, so, plus, they're fairly easy to guess, the plots based on their titles and whatnot. This one is obviously a Daring Do episode. As far as what I've seen for it, well, I know that both of her enemies, Aoizodal and Caballeron, are going to be making reappearances here, but beyond that, I don't really know. I mean, yeah, Daring Doubt. She's already had enough self-doubt in the last one, Daring Done. Yeah, so other than that, I really don't know. I mean, she's not going to be retiring, I don't think. She already went through that, like I said, in the last one. So, I don't know what this could be, what she could be having doubts about. Maybe one or more of her adversaries is trying to reform themselves, and she has doubts about whether or not they're being sincere. I mean, that's about the only thing I can think of. So yeah, Daring Done was our Somnambula episode, if I remember correctly. Which, not the best episode. And then the one before that, our last Daring Do episode before that was the Quill Pants episode. Oh wow, what was that one? Right, Stranger Than Fanfiction. Which, that one was a great episode. So, I don't know who the writer is for this one, obviously. I'm hoping it's somebody amazing. But we won't know until we watch the episode. So, yeah. I think that's enough rambling. Let's get started. So, we'll be starting the episode in 3, 2, 1, play. And we start on Rainbow Dash's house with Fluttershy reading Daring Do.
Oh, I just stopped by to thank you for letting me borrow your Daring Do books. I love them.
Wait till you get to Daring Do and the Riddle of the Sphinx.
This is actually my second time through. I read them all, from Daring Do and the Sapphire Statue to Daring Do and the Fallen Idol.
Fallen Idol? That's not in the series.
Oh, it just came out last week. Maybe that's why you haven't heard of it?
No way! Daring Do's biggest fan, me, would miss a book coming out. Besides,
I mean, she might have been busy. Unless it wasn't written by A.K. Yearling.
The true story of the thieving fraud known as Daring Do? What? Why would A.K. Yearling write that about herself?
Oh, it looks like she didn't. This book says it's by Groom QQ Martingale.
Who?
Well, I guess he's a new writer.
Yeah. It's Caballeron, isn't it?
The only thing worse than Daring Do's destruction of temples is her cruelty to the mild-mannered Dr. Caballeron.
It was written from his point of view. I figured it was an artistic choice.
Like a disaster. Listen, Daring Do isn't just a fictional character from over-the-top adventure stories. I've met her, and she is a real live pony. That's supposed to be a secret.
Yeah.
We are the only ones who know Daring Do is really A.K. Yearling in disguise. But if other readers read this book, how long will it take them to figure that out? We have to go warn her.
I imagine quite a while.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. Huh. Well, these headphones are weird. So yeah, what can I say about that? I mean, interesting that Fluttershy is reading the books, but like we know from a health of information that she's actually got kind of like a not a nerdy side, but like she can be quite the bookworm. And yeah, obviously this is some plan by one of AK or rather Daring Do's enemies to discredit her, make life difficult for her. Obviously, it's nothing but a bunch of lies. Aww. Yeah.
Martingale's book first, just to hear both sides of the story?
Oh. Now, Nicole Dubac, huh? The lady who is,
There's also a lot of insight into Dr. Caballeron's life choices. He's actually a history professor and amateur bird watcher?
Are you serious right now? A random writer trashes our friend and exposes her secret, and you want to talk about birds?
Also spider cruelty.
What the heck?
Oh. Wrecks a lot of spider webs in her adventures.
They're cobwebs, not spider webs.
To save precious artifacts from the bad guy, who you seem to have forgotten is Dr. Caballeron. Are you sure you read the same series I did?
Wow. I mean...
Well, at least
Huh. Where are they?
Martingale's book is bogus.
That's not Ponyville.
I'm not sure those are all fans.
Why didn't your book say Daring Do is real? This changes everything.
And why do you only write about her good side? Is she bribing you?
On page 531, it says Daring Do kicks puppies.
She does.
Oh my god. That's obviously
Any of you here
fictional.
for my actual book signing?
No, then get lost.
Frankly, I don't even know how you could call it fiction if it's all real. You're as much of a fake as Daring Do.
Well,
I guess we're a
to be
little
clear, it's not
confused
an...
about the new book.
If it's not 100% accurate,
I always feared that someday every pony would learn Daring Do was real.
But why? Aren't you proud of your adventures?
Of course, but I'm not in it for the fame. The stories just seem too good to keep to myself. I wish I knew who this Martingale author was.
who do you
He's
think?
determined to ruin my character. And me.
Maybe we can ask him.
Wow.
Wait, he's doing a signing across the street?
You'd
Wow.
rather go without me. I can't risk the chance Martingale might recognize me as Daring Do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oops, sorry. Excuse us.
Oh.
That's not Martingale. It's Dr. Caballeron in disguise.
It certainly seems that way.
Daring
But
Do's
is it...
artist has created a fake
Or...
so we can write books
Is this just a
like
hilarious coincidence? Maybe it's his dad.
This is totally different. Well. Up to your old tricks again, huh? Just like in Somnambula, spreading lies to make Daring Do look bad.
Would you sign our book?
I'm just a simple author.
Nope, that's definitely his voice.
Who should I make it out to?
Fluttershy with 2 T's.
We know who you really are. And unless you want us to tell all of this...
Just rip the beard off, if it really is him.
I'm afraid that's all we have time for today.
Unless he actually grew his beard out for,
But please, take a free copy of my book on your way out.
what? That never made sense to me. Like, why give out free copies of the book if they've already read it in a fans of it?
My side of the story.
Oh, okay. Not even gonna pretend, it is him.
Everything in A.K. Yearling's books are true. Yearling Do indicates those crest. She states that the fangthorn flowers are red. Fact, they are blue.
It's true. They are.
That sounds like more of an
I mean,
mistake.
yeah, fair enough.
Is it not possible that other bigger things are too? Take a look. It's in my book.
But
This seems very political.
word for it. Come on, Fluttershy.
Wow.
It is terrible being misunderstood. It is true. In the
We
past, I have not been
I've
able
literally
to
seen you
use I
threaten to,
do.
like, leave ponies in death traps and whatnot. Like, you are awful.
My team and I were only ever interested in researching artifacts and taking them to our museum.
Garbage.
where other ponies could study.
You are not Indiana Jones.
But Daring Do always seemed to get there first. with her own plans. I offered to team up with her, but she refused.
Yeah, no.
She had her own ideas of where the treasures belong.
Daring Do did have a lot of artifacts on her shelves at home, but didn't you try to sell them to the highest bidder?
Only because I had to. Since Daring Do kept taking our artifacts, but the museum closed.
Right.
For money to keep it open.
Right.
She does destroy a lot of ancient sites, not to mention the homes of the
True.
animals that live there.
I mean,
And I felt it was my
but most of the artifacts that she takes are dangerous in some way. They shouldn't be in a museum. They should be like in a warehouse. They should be in a warehouse or somewhere like under close watch and study and like not available to the public. Like if she'd found the Alicorn amulet, she would have locked that away safely.
An adventurer?
No, she's not. Or maybe she's looking
Finally!
for a new
So long!
a
I decided
life.
to find out which author is really telling the truth, so I joined Dr. C's Tenochtitlan expedition.
Eh.
Say what?
I mean, it is possible that at one.
That was one time!
Oh my god. One time I accidentally kicked a puppy, the news took a photo of it and presented it as me being evil. Ah.
And he's trying to make my friend a criminal! They're off to Tenochtitlan right now!
He must be after the truth talisman of Tonatiuh. It requires the wings of a Pegasus to retrieve it.
That's gotta be
Ah.
into joining his gang!
It's up to us to stop him.
Little kid right there. Think that little kid's not gonna tell everybody. Be like,
Watch where you put your hooves, every pony. We do not want to disturb the fragile jungle ecosystem.
Oh, that's so thoughtful.
wow.
Yes, unlike Daring Do, who slashes plants aside with a cruel machete.
Thank you.
Fool! Don't you know that's poison? I don't want you to get hurt, my friend. But
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Oh, I can help with that. Here,
Wow.
Are you willing to share?
of course.
Okay, that would be pretty funny if she accidentally reformed all of these guys just because of how, Oh, Aoizoto's gang.
Fluttershy! Run! These ferocious beasts want to eat us for dinner!
That's a common misconception. Have you ever tried just talking to them?
Not when they're being controlled or, like, in league with Aoizotl. Like, that's...
I can't watch.
Yeah, no.
Very sorry for coming into your territory. We're just passing through.
How did you do that?
Every creature likes to be listened to. You just need to take the time to understand them.
You are more talented than I realized.
Thanks. I'm having the best time with you all.
Wow.
Worst time with Caballero!
This is amazing.
Truth talisman.
Why? What's so special about it?
It has the power to make the pony holding it tell the truth. But Caballero only wants it because it's made of solid gold. He'll melt it down and use it to get rich.
So if this talisman is so important, why didn't you already save it? You said only a Pegasus can get it, right?
Yes, but the temple traps are far too dangerous to face without a map. And maybe even with one.
Wow, even... Yeah, this is... Weird episode, but fun.
How about we take the shortcut?
How about you be quiet? I mean, no thank you, Biff. Let's just follow the map.
Oh, I'm supposed to be Dr. C's second in command. He never listens to me.
Well, keep trying. I believe in you.
She's gonna accidentally reform all of them.
At last,
While trying to prove that they're not bad guys.
wait for the sun to reach its highest point. and our path will be revealed.
Withers, don't move.
Oh. Oh, flighters. They live in hives? That is crazy.
Before they enter the temple.
Doubtful.
Get back, Rainbow Dash! It's Howie Zodal.
Daring Do, my old nemesis. You may have outsmarted my jungle cats, but you cannot escape me!
Yeah.
Didn't see any cats. We're just here to rescue Fluttershy.
Yeah.
It must be a coincidence that only a Pegasus can retrieve Donatello's treasure. And there are 2 of you here.
Yeah, what is the deal with Arizodal? Like, what is he exactly? Also, Rainbow hates flying not of her own volition, so... Also, that by itself looks very valuable. Why not put that in your museum? Whoa. That's pretty cool, though.
Quickly, before the sun moves and it closes.
Huh. And grab that. Nice.
That was cutting it close.
Oh, another one of these things?
We'll have to guess which way to go.
This is gonna be a Scooby-Doo thing, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Did Fluttershy not see that?
Truth talisman could not be moved by magic, but I never realized we'd have to fly to retrieve it. Our journey
Garbage.
has been for nothing.
Don't be upset. I can get it.
Oh, Fluttershy, you are too kind. But I could never ask that of you. It might be dangerous.
I want to do it for all
Uh-huh.
my new friends and to protect a historical treasure.
Yeah, about that. Wow. Lava. Dang. She's,
Give me a hook here!
Whoa. Okay, is she gonna reform all of them except Dr. Caballeron? Huh. I mean, he put his life at risk there. But did he do it for her or for the artifact? I'm guessing...
Give us the talisman, Caballeron.
We're not taking no for an answer.
Wait! You don't
I mean, they did... He did get it fair and square.
They only want to study the talisman and keep it safe in a museum. Right, Dr. C?
No.
Ugh.
But you said now that he's holding Tonatiuh's talisman, he has to tell the truth.
Admit it, Caballeron. You're only pretending to like Fluttershy because she has the wings
Well-
you needed to steal the truth talisman. Isn't that right?
No! I admit that was the original reason, but my
Yeah,
exponents
no.
and I have come
They actually like her.
friendship and kindness.
Didn't see that coming.
I did.
Or that.
More intruders?
Ugh.
You dare to steal Donatello's talisman? Guardian Ghouls, attack!
You know, it is kind of interesting. Like, Aoizodal seems not quite, not super evil. He just, like, wants to keep things as they are. Like, he seems more like a guardian of the temples and whatnot than an actual evil creature.
Can't you ask them to stop like the jungle cats?
Excuse me? Guardian Goyles?
No, they're stone
It's no good.
golems, not...
Not alive. I encountered some like this in Maripol.
Ah, yes. I seem to recall similar creations in Flank Ladesh.
Oh, how do you get rid of that?
I'm guessing you have
I
to...
don't like bright light.
There's none of that in here.
Not yet. Caballeron, do you still have the diamond of Lapis Lux?
Yes, I mean... Yes, I mean... How did you know I stole it?
Look at this. Hold it high.
And a flashlight. Wow. Hey, gargoyles rules.
You two make a great team.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh.
sure how I feel about that.
Later. Now it's time to escape.
Duh.
Want to get out of here? We're all gonna have to work together.
That's actually a good idea.
See? Told you.
Wow.
Ethan.
A truce until we escape? How can we trust you?
I cannot lie. Now,
Together.
Good point. There's still Aizodal himself to deal with, maybe.
If I wanted to play games,
Wait, what's she gonna reveal?
This way.
Anything? Everything?
Rainbow Dash.
I'm gonna need the deluxe spa package after this adventure. If that doesn't leave this temple.
Wow.
That's it. I'm quitting the hench pony business to finally follow my dreams of becoming an opera star.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe you should hold this.
you cannot stay in there forever. It's a dead end.
Is it though?
Aizodal won't give up until he catches us.
I think our problem is the solution.
Did you forget there's a monster out there that wants to crush us?
Well,
Why? No pony ever asked Aizodal what his side of the story is. He must have a reason for being so upset.
well, yeah, you're stealing his stuff.
Bad guy. Do I need to remind you he tried to squash Daring Do like 100 times?
Me as well. I was so scared I had to change my ascot. Yes, curse this truth teller.
Understanding begins with listening.
I mean, I think it is technically cursed, but
Prepare to meet your doom.
Not really. Just here to ask, why are you chasing us, Mr. Aizodal?
you stole his thing.
Well, the thing is, I'm in charge of protecting this jungle.
Yeah.
If another artifact goes missing on my watch, I'm going to be in so much trouble with the other guardian creatures.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but what about that one temple that was, like, gonna create thousands of years of heat?
You have taken so many relics from my land. My job is on the line. So maybe I am a little
Was that
violent
it? Was he just trying to make it inhospitable to ponies so that way they wouldn't take artifacts? Seems like a slight retcon, but...
The only reason I've been taking the artifacts is because I thought I was protecting them.
I was stealing them to get rich. But I never realized you had a noble cause. I thought you were just being a monster.
I get that.
Maybe there is something to this whole listening to every pony thing.
It doesn't
Sometimes.
always tell you the truth, but every creature deserves kindness.
True. And because you returned the talisman and took the time to understand me, I will let you all go.
Now don't come back here! Also, how did he get inside?
Condition. You swear to never steal artifacts from the Tenochtitlan Basin again.
But that's like where Daring Do has all of her adventures.
Promise. I'll even write that in my next book.
Your next book? You mean you're actually 8K yearling?
Don't tell any pony.
That gives me an idea.
Hey, what's going on? I thought your first co-written novel would bring out a ton of fans.
We've been upstaged by a new author.
And so the noble Aizodal bravely toiled day and
Wow.
night to protect the jungle's precious artifacts.
Wow. Of course. Well... yeah. So... let's discuss. So, two sides to every story. Sometimes more, depending on how many people are involved. The problem with that, generally speaking, is that unless you catch it early, some people's sides don't... Not that they don't matter, but like... How can I put this? The obvious extreme to go with is the modern political climate in many places. Basically, one group saying, we want human rights. The other side saying, we want to kill all of you. And unfortunately, that's far too many places in this world to count, and I don't like that. But, like, in that sort of situation, there's not really a good middle ground that can be reached. Like, oh, we'll only oppress you or murder you sometimes? Like, that's not a good thing. Like, you can't just hear both sides of the story and then be like, oh, okay, you're both in the right. No, they're not always both in the right. Sometimes when you hear both sides of the story, one person is very clearly wrong. And, I mean, honestly, you can kind of see that here a little bit because, well, number one, Cavalieron's in the wrong most of the time. Number two, Daring Do's actually in the wrong in terms of taking things from that specific basin area, which is where she's had most of her adventures. So, most of the artifacts that she has dealt with, taken, whatever, are things that Aoizotl should have been protecting. I really want to now go back to that first episode that we had with Daring Do to see like how well this meshes with it, because I don't think it does, but we can let it slide for now. A little bit of a retcon, but like not such a major one that I'm against it. Like, the Aoizotl in real-world mythology is actually a pretty horrifying actual monster, but I'm fine with him being a guardian creature in this version. Like, why not? And, Cavalieron and Daring Do reaching an accord with each other, and, you know, Cavalieron going down a path to redemption. Like, that's pretty fun. I'm surprised actually that hasn't come up in more fanfictions, at least none that I've seen. Then again, most of the stuff involving Daring Do is usually really, really out there in terms of like what it does. Like the only fanfiction I can remember reading that involved Daring Do had her being the cousin of I believe, or like maybe not cousin, but she was related to Derpy and Dinky, and there was this crazy huge adventure involving like Alice in Wonderland type stuff and Discord and ancient gods and all kinds of crazy things. It was a pretty great story to read, but I don't think it involved Aoizotl or Cavalieron that much. Now, in the case of this episode, like, yeah, this was a fine episode, serviceable. Given that this is probably the last time we're ever going to see Daring Do, I don't feel like it was really a good wrap-up for her in any kind of way as a character. Like, Daring Do is a fairly major character. She's had, 5-6 episodes? I don't know. I mean, if we go back through, she was in... Daring Do was first introduced in Season 2, I believe, here. Where was it? Read It and Weep. So, introduced there, and then confirmed to be real in Season 4, right? With Daring Don't, right? That was the one with the with Aoizotl and Cavalieron in the temple with the crazy magic rings. And then, let's see. I don't think we had an episode with her in Season 5. Did we? Nope, not one that I can see. But then in Season 6 we had Stranger Than Fanfiction. And season 7 we had Daring Done. And then did we have one in season 8 with her? I feel like we might have. She did reappear in the finale of season 7 for a brief period of time. But I don't think she appeared in season 8. I think we were a little too busy with the Student 6 and leftovers with Star Swirl and them, stuff from the movie, all that kind of thing. So, and Cozy Glow, of course. So I don't think she appeared in season 8 at all. And now, yeah, season 9 we have Daring Doubt, and like it's not. It doesn't act as any kind of closure for the character, I don't think. No, like, moving on with her life in any kind of new direction. Yeah, it's just a Daring Do episode, which is kind of disappointing, but, like, it's fine in terms of just being a Daring Do episode. It works. There's nothing really too wrong with it. I'd just say there's a word of caution involved in the lesson of the episode, the idea of listening to both sides. It's like, well, at some point, you know, the other person's side is just plain wrong, unreasonable, too far to the extreme for them to really be not necessarily not worth listening to, but like obviously, you know, a person advocating murder or genocide or whatever, like, they have a reason for why that is, generally speaking. Maybe it's political, maybe it's not anything personal, maybe it is something personal. They might have a reason, but whatever it is, whatever their reason is, it's not a justifiable, or it's not a reason that justifies the actions that they either are taking or wish to take. There is no reason to hurt people, really. No good reason to intentionally hurt someone. And, like, I don't know about other people, but I try not to intentionally hurt people. Like, yeah, there comes a point where you want to hurt people sometimes, and it sucks. It really does, because usually most people, I think, know that hurting others is a bad thing. You shouldn't do it. So there's this thing that you know is wrong, but you want to do it. And maybe you even have a reason for it. Maybe you even have a justifiable reason for it. But, like, you still shouldn't do it. Usually you only want to hurt someone intentionally because they have hurt you in some way. So, yeah, like, trying to talk it out is a good idea. And if you can't talk it out, then just, you know, avoid each other, you know, try not to interact with each other. And I mean, like, in the case of Cavaleron, you know, he's a criminal. He is. Like, he's stealing stuff. But then there's also the question of, is Daring Do also therefore a criminal because she takes the things? Like, none of these things are going to museums. It's not like Daring Do is an archaeologist or an anthropologist or whatever. She's not working with the team that was, like, excavating Rockhoof's old village. So, you know, like, they both operate in this very gray area. And the difference really does come down to their intentions. Cavaleron is getting rich. Daring Do is protecting the artifacts, protecting Equestria. So, the difference there is, I mean, it's complicated, obviously. Most issues are. I think, like, the episode did a pretty good fake out switcheroo in there where it's like, oh yeah, no, Cavaleron was totally being a sleazebag. But Fluttershy not realizing that and just treating him and his hench ponies there with genuine kindness kind of made them realize, like, hey, you know, being good feels good. Like, there's an entire trope around that, and it was very much at play in this episode, and I like that. I also do like how it portrayed Aoizotl there as the Guardian. Like, that too was a bit kind of cool, because, like, it always was kind of a question of, like, well, what is Aoizoro? What's he doing? Like, why is he doing the things that he does? He only seems to show up when Daring Do is stealing an artifact or something and then attacks her. I wonder if he knows that crocodile from Stranger Than Fanfiction. I wonder if that's another guardian creature that he knows. Be interesting to have a fanfiction about that. But no, I think the episode was perfectly fine. The lesson was, I mean, it's complicated both in the episode and to even more so to apply in real life. But I think a pretty good way of looking at it is this: if the person you are opposite of is advocating for genuine harm to anyone, then generally speaking, you don't have to listen to them. You should endeavor to find out why they want to harm people, and maybe you can rectify the root cause of that without giving in to their demands. But otherwise, the whole two sides to every story thing, it's not necessarily about what people are actually saying, but more so about why they are saying that. Which, to be fair, the episode didn't do a bad job of getting there. It just didn't state it, I think, explicitly enough. Like, this seems very much like the sort of episode that you would actually show to little kids to try and teach them a lesson, and I don't think the episode was blunt enough for the subject matter that it was addressing. Which, yeah, I just think it should have gone a little further with that. Otherwise, I mean, it was a Fluttershy episode. That's just dawning on me that this was, in fact, a Fluttershy episode. More so than, I think, even the last one. She Talks to Angel. That episode, still not a great episode, in my opinion. That one is... Just gotta bring up the list real quick to check. It's not bottom place, but it's pretty close there. It's not a great episode. This one, I think I'm actually gonna put it in 12th place, above 246 Great, which is interesting because I really liked that episode for the most part. But I think this one, it doesn't state its lesson well enough, but it's a great lesson, and it really is a necessary one, I think, especially in today's climate of politics and whatnot. Like, you have to talk to people, and that's increasingly hard to do with people's attention occupied and divided or whatever, and like people not really knowing how to talk to each other very well. I mean, I certainly have difficulty talking to other people. I have difficulty talking to people on my job when I have to talk to people, and yeah, it's not fun. But yeah, this episode here. What? The Last Crusade. What was that episode? Oh, right. That was Parents episode. So yeah. Interesting episode overall. Not one of the best. Not in the top 10 of the season. But still pretty good. A solid Fluttershy episode. Making great use of her element without being too over the top. Rainbow Dash didn't have that much to do, actually, which is kind of surprising, since she is normally the central figure of the Daring Do episodes. And, I mean, yeah, Daring Do herself didn't have that much to do. Like, this really did focus in on Fluttershy and Cavaleron, which is kind of cool, because, like, that's another, like, like, Cavaleron is another character who we haven't really focused in on. He's been there the whole time, but, like, he's not, or, well, not the whole time, but, like, he's been here for a while, and we've never really touched on him all that much. It kind of reminds me of, like, going back to Season 3, Magic Duel, when we kind of got a little bit more focusing on Trixie, and it's like, oh yeah, the antagonists, the other characters, like, they have whole entire lives as well. I have no doubt that everything Cavaleron said about selling the artifacts to a museum or whatever, putting them in a museum, I have no doubt that that was all garbage. He made that all up. But as far as it goes, like, him reforming, yeah, I think there's a road to go down there, but I think it's going to be I mean, I would love to explore that in fan fiction. Like, I'd love to see an entire series of stories about Daring Do and Cavaleron teaming up and, like, her struggling to get him to understand why he needs to do certain things and whatnot. But, like, or maybe not even struggling, but just, like, they have very different methods, and his are a little bit more skirting common decency at times. Skirting the law, that sort of thing. And she just has, or, like, maybe it's the other way around, but, like, there's a great dynamic there that I want to see. The version that immediately comes to mind is Jessica Jones and the various characters that she has teamed up with, who are morally ambiguous, that she has tried and always failed to reform. But I think that's one of the bright spots of Jessica Jones, by the way, as a series, the Marvel Netflix series there. Like, she, as a character, she never lost hope in people. She always tried to see the best in them and get them to see it in themselves and follow that most of the time. If they I don't know, like, the Season 3 villain, she didn't... Well, actually, it depends, like, on how you look at it, because Season 3 of Jessica Jones had a really weird thing going on with its antagonists. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that too much, but, yeah, it's just something that this episode made me think about there. There's probably a better comparison, though, than that, but I'm struggling to think of it. Maybe like in Ben 10 with Ben himself and Kevin Levin. Like, that might be a pretty decent comparison there. Since Kevin started off as a bad guy, he was pretty unapologetic about it, and then eventually he became one of the heroes. So maybe that's a better comparison. I don't know. Either way, this episode was fine. It was good. Not spectacular. I've said that already. I'm saying it again. I'm rambling. I'm trying to stretch out the time. And I've stretched it out long enough. So, for all of you who have stayed this long, thank you, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.